Hi, I'm Malcolm Nance. And if you're looking at me at 7:33 Eastern Time, uh, and that is not the normal time that we do the Black Man Spy podcast, that means something exceptional is going on. And right now, that exceptional thing is that we are seeing an extremely high level of active combat in the Persian Gulf area. It is not back to the pre-war levels, but there appears to have been another skirmish between the Iranian Navy and the U.S. Navy. And for those of you who recall me saying this just this morning and yesterday, we are overdue for a naval battle between the Americans and the Iranians because Pete Hegseth announced a couple of days ago that we essentially would start carrying out minesweeping in the main traffic separation scheme of the Persian Gulf. That being said, about an hour ago, and I sat on it for about an hour ago, we started getting reports that there were explosions around Iran's Qashem Island. And what I'll do is I will bring that up for you on Google Earth. And, well, actually, you know what I'll do? I will bring up the photograph that we are expected, not that one. That's our Milli Vanilli. Of the Strait of Hormuz traffic separation scheme. And sorry about the light, but as of right now, the Iranian traffic separation scheme is up here. Here is the old normal routes. The upper portion goes in, the outer portion goes out. The United States said that they would be conducting military operations in this area. And for those of you who watch our Warcast every morning, you'll recall that for the last 2 days, I said we are overdue a naval battle right there, where the Americans are going to come in with minesweeping drones, U.S. Navy warships, and they're just going to force their way through, then use these minesweeping drones and try to clear out a pathway through the old traffic separation scheme right about here. That, of course, would engender the Iranians launching a bunch of missiles and quite possibly doing a very large campaign. We don't know if that's what's going on right now. What we do know is that there has been a large response from the Iranians to essentially go back to the punishment or horizontal campaign that was going against the Iranians before. Oh, here's Wajid. I invited him because I told him to go look up what's going on. So we've been tracking this for the last hour, and we have seen ballistic missile launches to multiple countries, starting with Kuwait at Ali Al Salam Air Base, Camp Arish Jan, which is the U.S. Army base there, and Camp Bueling, which is another very large U.S. Army base. Arif Jan is more of a logistics base. And apparently, there have been multiple waves of ballistic missiles at Kuwait. Not one, not two, multiple waves of ballistic missiles. And we have some video footage of the Kuwaitis attempting to intercept them right now. And what we are also hearing, Waja, let me know if you're having trouble coming up. So, hey, who is this Al Guevara, another cryptologist? All right. That's two of us, right? We can have a party now. But as of right now, the attacks are going on in Kuwait, Bahrain, maybe even Saudi Arabia. This is a video of a ballistic missile that is coming down in Kuwait. And there are also multiple reports of Patriot missiles intercepting Iranian missiles, where they are now being fired out of south central Iran. This is a Patriot missile malfunctioning in Kuwait and actually hitting a neighborhood. So I'll show you that. That's the missile blowing up over there. It happens. Patriots go stupid, and sometimes they blow up and they hit the wrong neighborhood. All right. But yeah, that was just today. Got multiple outlets talking about a Patriot that went stupid. And here's some others. Oh, that wasn't here. The Kuwaitis have put out multiple notices that they are under attack, that their air defense is working right now. The air defense warning system in Kuwait City is going off. That's what this noise is. I'll turn this off so you guys can see it. These are Patriots going up. That is a full moon over there.
The Centercom has confirmed that the U.S. has struck Qasem Island while saying Iran's missiles barrage across the Gulf entirely failed.
Okay, so Iran is saying that Qasem was hit?
No,
Center Command?
Center Command said they hit Qasem Island.
Okay, so they were going after small boats, radars again, and the Iranians are hitting multiple places. Right now, I'm seeing reports of of Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Bahrain. I am not getting any verification on the UAE. This is going to be a short program, by the way, at the top of the hour. I got to go on to Mario Nawafal's show. I had a previous commitment to talk about the Iran nuclear deal. And I have said on his show no less than 3 times, we are overdue for a major naval battle because Hegseth and Trump, every time that they pull out of these deals, they thump their chest and they do a naval action or they do a military action. This is not the breakdown of the entire war, though. This is a breakdown to where now these clashes are becoming daily. And at some point, Professor Robert Papes, right, escalation trap is going to happen, and Netanyahu will be out there going, yeah, that's why you got to hit Iran again and start blowing up everything. But we have not confirmed the United Arab Emirates. I'm not seeing any imagery about the UAE getting alerts, but by the time I go on Mario's show, that show is out of Dubai. So we will know. Reports of alarms and explosions over Dubai, adding the UAE, that was 12 seconds ago. So we will see. As you know, they have restrictions on what can be put on TV and radio out of the UAE. So that being said, I'm going to shift to one of my top sources, which is Al Jazeera Live. And they're Qataris, so they don't care about restrictions. But a lot of these forces, 2 ballistic missiles were headed towards Al Dhafra Air Base in the United Arab Emirates 30 minutes ago, were intercepted and shot down. The rest of the missiles were reported by the IRGC at Navy targets in Bahrain and Kuwait. This is Dhafra Air Base in the United Arab Emirates. That was near my house in Abu Dhabi. It was just west and just a little bit south of Abu Dhabi in the industrial zone across the highway. We knew something was going to be built there because they built a giant Carrefour supermarket in the middle of the desert. And it turns out that now it is a massive American-style airbase. So the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain. Raji, are you hearing anything about Saudi Arabia?
Just reports of some blasting. I haven't seen any videos yet. The alarms are on, but the sirens are on, but other than that, I have not seen any videos. There's plenty of videos for Bahrain and Kuwait, which is where it's mostly centered around. there is a report of uh, activities over the skylines of Saudi Arabia for refueling tankers that refueled the U.S. Uh, airplanes or the
Yeah.
Israeli units that have made the attack on Qasem Island, which
Yeah.
easily would make Saudi Arabia a target right now for
Yeah, but
Iran.
it's not the Israelis. That's us. We're good at this. We've been doing this every night now. Now it's just a question of intensity. Um, and there's a report here. It's 5 minutes old of new missiles being fired at the Gulf states. That one looks like it's Kuwait. I've seen a couple for Bahrain. The one individual is reporting there are explosions over Dubai, but you know how that is, right? They'll intercept them over the ocean there. So
Six hours ago, Rubio said the war was over.
Rubio also said the Strait of Hormuz was extensively mined. so there were, but you can almost hear Pete Hegseth, dudes, give me dudes with boats and guns, and I'll go clear those mines, yo. We'll be swimming. Yeah, Jesus. The South Park character, what else does he always go? He goes, oh, yeah, like, share, and subscribe. like the Trump character goes, I hope you're not making content. So
Oh
that's
my
what's
God.
going on right now. We're getting Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Bahrain. But it doesn't look like this isn't a 500 missile strike. This is like a 10 missile strike. And this is what we call horizontal escalation. They don't go up with the Israelis and the Americans. No, they go sideways. And I go, oh, yeah, these are your buddies, right? You're launching airstrikes out of these bases? Yeah, why don't we just send some of these at your bases to remind your service members maybe you shouldn't be striking us from these bases? Okay, missile sirens at Ali Selam. Here's more video of, we saw this one. This is the intercepts in Kuwait. Full moon, great night to Bomber's Moon, as we call it, right? A great time to go out and blast things. Just FYI, for those of you who are asking, there is a Substack question page that I put up. It's called Emergency U.S.-Iran Combat Cast Day 97. Still Day 97 for us. It's Day 98 for them. Post your questions there. I see we already have 4 up. Do you think Turkey may side with Iran? No, I think Turkey may side with Qatar and Kuwait,
Yes,
and
that's
they'll
right.
start providing them air defense and things like that.
In fact, I think if anyone would substitute the United States CENTCOM in Doha, it would be Turkey.
Yeah, they take that base, right? Get the Americans out, send the Americans out to Uvda in Israel. Hey, Connie Stewart says oil has shot up to $96. Yeah, business week, right? You can't hide this one when ballistic missiles are starting to hit Gulf states. We'll be back at 100 in the morning. Don't worry, no problem. Khalas, no problem. What was the highest we saw? 115 Brent North Sea crude. I think 117 was the highest we saw it all in all. On the next show, can you explain how important the DNI position is? Yes, I can explain that tomorrow. Don't be surprised if Trump drops a nuke on that mountain to finish it off once and for all. We talked about that scenario. Probably not. He would have to have lost his goddamn mind, right? He decided he wanted to end oil as a commodity worldwide, right? So somebody says Rubio should just skip the next UFC event. No, just stay your happy ass there. I prefer these guys to be out of the way. There are no reports of U.S. casualties, Michael Madsen. We haven't received anything. Right now, we don't know what's going on in the Strait of Hormuz other than we are probably running ships through there. And the way they describe it is we are trading missiles. We are trading attacks on each other. Don't forget, when we do this, we have a lot of aircraft, a lot of helicopter, a lot of ships up in the air, and that's why Bahrain is getting it right now. we talked about this morning, M. Elefera. The New York Times had an article that said the U.S. military is quietly guiding 70 commercial ships through the strait. Yes,
Yeah.
70 over 3 weeks. Turned out to be 1 to 2 per week, per day. And a lot of those are just ships that go that route anyway. I think we're just taking credit for anything that comes through. What's so funny?
It's just, like we just try to take credit for anything, even like a small fishing boat. Yeah, that's one.
The way that they described it was ships departed the Strait of Hormuz using U.S. guidance and advice. And it's like, what? Go south on the Musandam Peninsula and haul ass without running aground? Okay, sound advice. Thanks, U.S. Navy. Could have figured that shit out. Could have followed that Russian billionaire's yacht out, right? Pretty much figured it out there. Are the desalinization plants gone yet? No, they are not. Right now, they are attacking just U.S. bases. Can U.S. special operations locate and destroy IRGC's weapons caches? No, because the country's effing huge and it's full of 92 million people. All right. It's like saying, can Russia come into the United States and find weapons caches in the American Midwest? No. All right. They're going to catch you when you go to Walmart for your Cheetos. Looks like the current casualties have gone above 15. I haven't seen a casualty count. It was at 15, actually, because we had 2 people. One guy died of a heart attack. Another person died of some other service-related activity, but I haven't seen
13 on combat and 15 with the in
Right.
addition to
Right. Killed in theater, 13 killed in action. Big difference. 2 killed in theater. Let me see. But Central Command have anything fun to say other than that they're bombarding shit?
They said that they have intercepted several drones and intercepted 2 ballistic missiles that were heading toward Kuwait.
Yeah, here's what it says. Moments earlier, Central Command forces shot down 3 one-way attack drones. That's a Shahed. They're slow. By Iran towards civilian mariners that were rightfully transiting the regional waters. So there you go. U.S. forces also conducted self-defense strikes. So ships were coming out using the American South Pass, and the Iranians fired drones at them, and we shot them down. So that's what's going on. No U.S. personnel were harmed. Okay, but a lot happening here. 2 minutes ago, U.S. forces successfully defeated multiple Iranian ballistic missiles and drones and conducted a self-defense strike on Qasem Island. That's radar. In response to attempted attacks by Iran across the Middle East. Iran launched several ballistic missiles towards regional neighbors. However, all failed to hit their intended targets. 2 Iranian missiles fired at Kuwait fell short or broke apart en route. And 3 missiles launched at Bahrain were immediately intercepted by U.S. and Bahrain air defense forces. That is 2 minutes ago from Central Command. Still, a lot more is going on than it happened the other day. They're going across the spectrum now. So the UAE, Bahrain, and Kuwait thus far are confirmed.
We're waiting to hear confirmation about Saudi Arabia and a confirmation. Confirmation about Saudi.
Doha's standing there like this. I don't see nothing. Watch. This is Doha.
Let me look at that body.
Shuf, this is Doha. How y'all doing?
ما شفت شيء انا ما شفت شيء
ما شفت أي شيء ما شفت شيء
ما شفت شيء
ما فيش خلاص. We're saying I don't see anything. There's nothing going on.
I haven't seen shit.
I haven't seen shit. I like that. I like that line in Trading Places. I ain't seen nothing since I stepped on that landmine back in Vin Diesel. Actually, so actually, it's just crazy. IRGC. Let's see what the IRGC has to say about it. They did We previously warned that any aggression would be met with a different and heavier response, and we have acted accordingly. These responses should serve as a lesson. We repeat, disrupting the security of the Strait of Hormuz will have a heavy price for the invading U.S. military. No, seriously, this time. I see them actually escalating very horizontally, but also in a very small fashion. They could have sent out 100 missiles today and gotten a real hit on somebody. But the Iranians are like, no. Let's just give everybody a little taste, right? It was just Kuwait this week. Everybody gets one today. All right.
They're like, you say something about oil prices going down.
Oil prices going down. Oil price is going to be way up there.
17 minutes ago, Trump was saying that the negotiations are going forward and we're figuring out peace talks.
Okay, so here's the IRGC statement. U.S. Fifth Fleet headquarters was attacked by a missile and drone strikes from the IRGC Aerospace Force. Bro, you destroyed the Baskin Robbins. No one's going there to that lame-ass base. Ain't jack shit there. Blew up comms, you blew up the HQ, you blew up the Baskin Robbins and the Navy Exchange. I mean, there's nothing left. What are you going to hit the baseball diamond next? IRGC says late last night, the invading U.S. military struck an Iranian oil tanker near the Strait of Hormuz with aerial projectiles, causing damage to the engine room of the tanker. In response to this aggression and violation and of the Strait of Hormuz regulations, a vessel belonging to the American Zionist Army named the Panaya was targeted by missiles from the IRGC Navy. I hadn't heard about this one. This must be what they were attacking tonight. The American enemy with another act of aggression targeted an IRGC communications tower south of Qasem Island with aerial projectiles. In response to this aggression, their airbase and helicopters stationed at one of the regional countries, as well as U.S. Fifth Fleet headquarters, were attacked by missile and drone strikes. We had previously warned that if an aggression occurred, blah, 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 blah. All right. Thank you, IRGC. We appreciate it. You suck just as bad as Central Command does on this one. Okay, so it's just, I don't want to keep all of you here tonight, but I now have, there's almost 1,000 of you. We can put the coffee mugs away, right? I've got to go on another channel in 5 minutes. Right now, that is the recap. The U.S. Navy exchanged fire with the Iranian Navy. There were defensive airstrikes on Qasem Island. The Iranians went and did a lateral escalation attack. They attacked the United Arab Emirates, Dhafra Air Base. They attacked Bahrain, U.S. Fifth Fleet headquarters. Then they attacked 2 sites in Kuwait, Ali Al Salam Air Base and Camp Arif Jan in southern Kuwait with ballistic missiles. Who knows what's going on now? But it is a lot more than has been fired since the beginning of the ceasefire. So that is tonight's update. You will see us again tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. This will replay on our Substack, but we'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. when Jacob can get involved. Yes, Waji.
Like, subscribe, and share. We give you emergency updates. Do your job.
Like Pete Hegseth, we are bring you content. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe. That is my favorite part of South Park. Like, subscribe, and share. That Pete Hegseth, fucking idiot, gets booted right in the ass. All right, thanks a lot, guys. See you all tomorrow morning. Ciao.